Good afternoon. Today is the 22nd of January and I think it's time we did an ownership report on my mother's 2017 Mercedes-Benz C200 Sport 9G Estate. It's an absolute mouthful of a name for a car, but here it is. My mother got this brand new in June 2017. It was one of the first cars that I helped to source, although obviously I didn't pay, my mother didn't pay me for doing it, but there we are. This was sourced from a Mercedes-Benz dealership down in Maidstone. I think they're just called Mercedes-Benz of Maidstone, as you can see there. And this is, I think, called Sight Blue, the colour. It's a very low mileage car. My mother doesn't do the miles she used to do anymore. One of the reasons why she went for a petrol, not a diesel, and the other one being the ultra low emission zone and other low emission zones that are coming to get all of us quite soon. So the car's covered about 14,000 miles, I think, since she got it. It's going to be way under the mileage limit that she specified when she got it on the PCP deal. I think my mother got about £8,000 off this car, so the total figure that she would have paid would have been around £27,000, which I think is pretty good. That's why people often do get a Mercedes or a BMW and not, say, a Ford or a Vauxhall, because the PCP deals on this car, for what it is actually, aren't too bad. Let's have a look in the boot first. You can actually just open the boot in this car by holding this button down. There we go. And there we are. Cargo space is a little bit limited. It's somewhere in the mid 400 litres. It's not as big as my Seat. Got some nice cargo hooks in there. 12-volt socket. And non-slip mat, which is actually out of my mother's old Volvo 240 from 1989. So I've had a very, very long time now, and it still works just fine. I think my mother paid extra to have this carpet thing put in. If I pull this handle, I think we can get the boot forward. No, we can't, but I think it's just a space saver in there. Yes, it is. It's not a full-size spare or anything. We just flattened that out. This is my car, so I have to look after it nicely. And has the electric closing mechanism just up here. It's actually very convenient having this. It's saved me, fiddling around with my hands if I opened a boot before, which is good. There's the keyless entry working. Actually, the keyless entry of this car does work really, really well. So here we are. Now the car's not very clean, I do apologise for that. This time of year it's easy to get in a bit of a kerfuffle about such things. Right, let's go driver number 2, which is me. Whilst it's doing that, you can see the steering wheel is moving. My mother is significantly shorter than me, so I have to have it in rather a different place. If I can get in through this little narrow gap. This is a place where I spend a long time doing videos to the channel. A lot of the kind of vlog type videos have been recorded in this car. It's very nice, actually. This is the Artico leather. It's not real leather. It does feel quite nice. Nice silver in the silver. I think the door handle is far too low on the door. It should be up here. But then again, here's the electric seat controls. They're very easy to use. 3-stage heated seat. I don't actually know what that is. That could be for ventilated seats in other markets. We don't tend to have too many cars with ventilated seats in Britain, but they do in America. Automatic transmission, 9-speed, covered 9G-tronic. Down there's the automatic handbrake that I don't like. There's the start-stop button, automatic lights, and then the indicator and wiper stalk is one thing in this car. There are paddle shifters in this car, but you really don't need them. Not the kind of car that you'd expect to actually be driven like that. Ooh, just turn her on, or don't turn her on. I thought I was going to fire up, but she didn't, so I'll put that into eco mode. For some reason, if I drive this car in eco mode, it doesn't actually ever stay in eco mode when you start it, which is really annoying. So loads of warning features. This car doesn't have blind spot monitoring, but it does have collision detection, and it will definitely tell you when you're about to crash into something, although it tends to be a bit delayed, which is very annoying. So we're muted today because, of course, YouTube copyright things. Let's try the glove box. If I can get across here. Yeah, it's quite large, but it's a very weird shape. I don't think the manual goes in there actually, which is a pain. Door pockets though are very, very big. They're very large. And here is one of the things I don't like about this car. Look at all these switches that all are quite small and shiny and all about the same size. Operating the menu and then the heating and ventilation controls. They're absolutely tiny, and I still haven't got used to them really. The controls down here are a little bit better, although to be quite honest, they don't feel very nice. They feel a little bit wobbly, a little bit cheap, which everything else of this car feels very nice, so I don't know why that is. You have to get used to what's called a Mercedes command system with this car, which is operated by this sort of mouse pad thing, which is only really useful for these sort of buttons there. And then you can draw letters on there, but honestly a touchscreen will be better. The rotary wheels are nice and easy to use though, that's not a problem. So you can see it scrolls through things like that. And if we just then put that on to mute before I deafened and also get a copyright infringement. Thanks ever so much Mercedes-Benz for that. Right, let's get in the back. Okay, after that Radio 2 shock, hopefully viewers are still with me. Let's open up the back. Now as you can see, because the manual doesn't fit in the glove box, it has to sit there, and this is going to be a bit of a problem. That's my driving position. I'm 5'11", and oh my gosh, oh, I can barely get in. Oh dear. Okay, I'm in, but I mean, my knees are all kind of splayed and everything. If I took that out and put it there, it'd be better, but it's still not got a huge amount of room in here. The rear headroom is quite bad. I'm actually brushing my head against the roof. As you can see, we've got the panoramic sunroof in this car. A lot of these models come with it, but it does rob the headroom significantly. Yeah, you'd have to move that out if you've got a travelling distance in here. We do get your own ventilation controls in the back. I don't think you can adjust the heating level or anything. Again, very nicely finished. If I just close the door, soft touch door tops. I like soft touch door tops, and the Arctica leather feels very nice. The cars that come with just a black interior are far too dark, really. This is a lot better compromise. I'd like beige leather interior. It's not quite beige, it's almost there, but yes, it's quite a nice car. Lots of storage here. We've got a big armrest there that opens up, and there's various USB and other ports around, should you wish to use them. Right, here is the engine. This is the pre-facelift car. There was a facelift in 2018, but this is the 2017 model, so it has a 2-litre turbocharged engine, generating 184 horsepower. There were obviously other models available. This is the C200, and the engine's really covered up in plastic. Look at this enormous cover in here. Dipstick is right at the back there for some reason, and then loads of other plastic bits as well. There is actually a pollen filter actually at the front of here. I think it's under there. There's another one as well in this car, which is in the I think where the glove box is. That requires tools to sort of get out. The pollen filter with that one I could change myself, but I haven't done because I don't think Mercedes-Benz want you to do any work on their cars. The main problem with this car has not really been so much anything's broken or anything, because it hasn't. As you'd expect with a car that's done such low mileage, it's the servicing costs. The first year service on this car was about £360. Now bear in mind I did get a nice courtesy car to drive around in, which is very nice of them. But just for a basic oil and filter change, that's not very good value. Under the terms of the finance agreement, my mother has to have the car serviced at a Mercedes-Benz approved dealer. Otherwise, you'd probably halve your service cost, to be honest. There's loads of independent specialists in this area, and I imagine in many other areas. But you have to go to the main dealer. That's under the terms of finance agreement. That's how they make all their money back. The second year service, this car hasn't had the third year service yet. It will do at some point, probably about May time or something, when it will need an MOT, I think, too. Not that they'll find anything, you understand. That was about £700, and again, they didn't really do very much. I was a bit miffed about that, but nothing else you can do. With my Seat, which I got about the same time, you can take it to any VAT registered reputable garage that you want, which I do, because I don't like spending all that money. But there we go, that's the way that it works. There's the air conditioning, I think, connector terminal for the battery in case you need to jump it. A battery somewhere else in the car. I think it's either underneath the back seat or I think it's underneath the back seat in this car, actually. And then there's the windscreen washer reservoir. And that's about it, really. I have cleared out the leaves because one of my regular viewers, who is a mechanic, said clean the leaves out. Otherwise you might get a fire, which could happen. The bonnet itself is actually very light in this car. I think it's probably an aluminium or something, and it just closes just like that. Excellent. So what's next for my mother's Mercedes? Well, it and its nice Carl Benz signature will be going back, I think, and my mother will be getting another one. She really likes this car. She had 3 BMWs previously, which, are decent cars, but I think I prefer this as well. I don't know how to explain it. The handling's not as good as a BMW, and, the control layout's very strange, but then again, BMW did persist with run flat tyres and also with wanted indicators for ages, which I don't like, so, everybody's got their own little foibles. And yeah, I like the colour. The trim level of this car is very good. I would like a few more safety features, like the blind spot monitoring, lane keeping assist would be nice, which this car doesn't have. Wheels are nice as well. I don't think they're even scuffed, actually. I think they're perfect. One thing that did happen to the car was when my mother was at, I think at Bristol Airport. She left the car with a valet, and he did that to it, which he didn't obviously tell anybody about. My mother didn't find out till she got home. So that wasn't very nice, but apart from that, it's had a relatively uneventful life. I've done many long journeys in this car, and it is very comfortable, and the sound system is very good. So there we are. Well, don't forget to subscribe to the channel to see what my mother does replace this with. It's probably going to be another facelifted version of this. The prices seem quite keen at the moment, so don't blame her, really. And also what we're going to replace this with too. Also got a website, www.lloydvehicleconsulting.co.uk. If you wish me to source a car for you, it could be any make of car. It could be brand new, like these two were, or it could be a used one. Most of my clients want used cars, and obviously because these two have now depreciated over the last 2.5 years, I don't blame them, but buying a new car is quite nice. Literally all we've done for these cars is put fuel in them and service them, and in my case put some new batteries in the remotes. The remote itself, I have changed the battery on this, but Mercedes-Benz actually supplied them for me, and I don't like keyless entry because the batteries go flat very easily and then throw you outside the car, which is nice. But anyway, that's not a rant for today. That's a rant for another time. Thank you ever so much indeed once again for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. Like this video and leave a comment below, and see you later.